Robert Fife and Stephen Chase rocked Ottawa with a front page story, secret intelligence documents, painting a picture of an organized plot by the Chinese Communist government to interfere in Canada's last federal election, support the Trudeau Liberals, and defeat the Conservatives.
The Chinese government was behind an aggressive influence campaign during the 2019 Canadian federal election, which included funding a network of at least 11 candidates. The allegations were first reported by the Globe and Mail. CSIS documents show the Chinese worked to defeat Conservative politicians.
And according to the documents, China viewed the Conservatives as too harsh on China and used disinformation campaigns against them.
Among the allegations that the Chinese Communist government's intelligence services organized front groups to funnel illegal cash to Liberal candidates and paid for Chinese university students to illegally work on Liberal campaigns. Conservative MPs joined the other opposition parties to launch an investigation into the election meddling. Pierre Poilievre says Justin Trudeau doesn't care about the illegal activity because the Chinese Communists were helping the Liberals.
He is perfectly happy to let a foreign authoritarian government interfere in our elections as long as they're helping him.
The Globe and Mail's Stephen Chase asked Justin Trudeau why communist government agents who interfered with our election have not been expelled from Canada.
Steve Chase with the Globe and Mail. Good afternoon. I would like to change the subject for a minute to the 2021 elections. As reported in the Globe and Mail today, CSIS has evidence that the Chinese government interfered in the 2021 elections. My question for you is, when the government learned of this, why didn't they expel the Chinese government diplomats involved?
Justin Trudeau did not answer the question.
I have been saying for years, including on the floor of the House of Commons, that China is trying to interfere in our democracy, in the processes in our country, including during our elections. We are aware of this, and I can assure you that our intelligence and security agencies have been working very hard over the past many years to develop more and more tools to counter this, to make sure that our institutions are kept safe. This is not a new phenomenon. This is something that countries around the world have been grappling with for a long time, and Canada is no exception. But what I think is also really important to say is that for the 2019 and for the 2021 elections and for elections going forward, this government created a panel of top civil servants who would lean on all the information provided to them by our security agencies like CSIS to ensure that interference by foreign actors does not affect the running or the outcomes of our elections. And I can emphasize once again that Canada has some of the best and most robust elections in the world, and all Canadians can have total confidence that the outcomes of the 2019 and the 2021 elections were determined by Canadians and Canadians alone at the voting booth.
Former British Columbia Conservative MP Kenny Chiu was defeated after an orchestrated campaign by the Chinese Communist government in the 2021 election. He disagrees with Justin Trudeau. He spoke with Vasi Kapelos on CTV Power Play.
Just before I let you go, Mr. Chiu, to be fair, the Prime Minister hasn't ruled that out when asked about it in the past few days, based on the initial reporting. He does, however, insist that the election overall outcome, was not impacted, and he says that he has information to that effect. Is that a fair point as well? I understand obviously you lost and there was an impact on you, but his point is he doesn't have any information to show that the outcome of the election was actually determined by this interference.
Well, I've been telling everybody who is willing to listen that this is a factor of our election winning or losing, depending on which position you're observing. But my point is, I don't know where the information Prime Minister has received from, and based on what. Even if it is swaying just 10 votes, impacting and manipulating with this information of Canadians, would that be okay? If it is 100, if it is 1,000. So it's important that we put in place the legislation that prevents this from happening again.
And that's it for this week. Make sure to sign up for our free email updates, and remember to like and subscribe and stay in the know with what's happening in Conservative Canada.